These are the best NFL one-handed catches moments. Starting this one off is one of the greatest one-handed catches in the history of the NFL by Jarvis Landry. During a game between the Colts and the Dolphins wide receiver Jarvis Landry effortlessly received a 14-yard pass with just one arm. This is the kind of play you screenshot, make it into a portrait, hang it on the wall of your room. I mean, just look at this. No one ever told me that man could fly. But Landry seems to have torn a page out of Odell Jr.'s book of insane catches. There are some who may argue that Landry's catch was better than Odell's, but you tell me what you think after seeing this next one. In 2014, during a game between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys, Giants quarterback Eli Manning threw a 43-yard pass to rookie Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ, with his arms extending backward, pulled off a crazy three-finger catch while falling on his back. Just look at him bend and stretch like he's got no bones. Not to mention that he was also fouled on his way. Granted, the Giants still went on to lose the game, but fans, pundits, and NFL players all went wild over that incredible catch. And to say that social media was on fire would be an understatement. Broadcaster John Gonzalez said,
"The way that he went out there with his mitt, it looked like he had a glue trap to his hand. There's no way physically that some human being should be able to do that. That's a video game catch."
Evan Rosenblum called the catch,
"That's impossible. I mean, what he did is impossible. Nobody should be able to do that."
And even basketball ace LeBron James weighed in on the catch when he tweeted, "Man, I just witnessed the greatest catch ever possibly by Odell Beckham Jr. Wow." The catch earned Odell the #1 spot in the NFL's best one-handed catches of all time. But that's not all. Odell's catch also made it to the cover of EA Sports Madden NFL 2016. Odell on his part,
"I guess I gotta thank my mom for the long fingers."
But I wonder who Justin Jefferson had to thank when he made this next impossible catch back in 2022. This was just insane.
There's no way!
It was 4th and 18 with only 2 minutes left to play, and the Minnesota Vikings were down by 4 against the Buffalo Bills. They would need a miracle. Jefferson was more than available to provide it. He was already on a grind after giving the Vikings' first touchdown of the game, while Cam Davis of the Bills and Jefferson went up to fight for the ball. But when they both came down, it was Jefferson who won the struggle. This catch inspired overtime, from which the Vikings eventually came up victorious in the game. But this next catch happened during the overtime and made history. In September 2022, the fans in Acrisure Stadium were left wondering if they were watching a magic show or just an NFL ball game with a glitch. This is because Deontay Johnson dared to pull off one of the greatest catches in overtime. Johnson had just signed a 2-year contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers last month. It was worth a whopping $36 million. And to thank his team, he did this. I mean, that catch was incredible, but the fact that he was able to snatch that without going out of bounds is just astounding. This 25-yard gain would inspire the team to a 23-20 win against the Bengals. And it should also inspire you to subscribe to this channel. Anyway, speaking of catches that inspire wins, here's one great one-handed catch that sort of did the opposite, maybe. When the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers faced off in November 2003, Panthers were ahead in the fourth quarter by 6 points. Then, Buccaneers quarterback Brad Johnson launched a 35-yard Hail Mary to receiver Keenan McCardle, which he caught with one hand in the end zone. But check this out, McCardle was contested by not 1, not 2, but 3 defenders, and he still managed to catch it for an incredible touchdown. Even though the Buccaneers ended up losing the game 27-24, everyone forgot about the loss. But the catch is still remembered today as one of the most outstanding one-handed catches ever. Alright, so far we've seen wide receivers jump to give them an advantage over defenders, but this next guy didn't even lift himself off the ground to catch the ball. Randy Moss made one of the most insane catches we've ever seen in the year 2010. During a game between the Patriots and the Jets, while scores were tied at 7-all, Tom Brady tossed a glorious pass to wide receiver Randy Moss. Moss didn't even make any jump. It was like there was a magnet in the ball and another in his right hand. The dude just stretched out his hand and grabbed it like it was always meant to be there. Perfect throw, perfect catch. Revis got mossed. Touchdown! And the best part of this play was that cornerback Darrelle Revis was at the peak of his powers, but Moss made him look like an amateur. But then, former NFL wide receiver Marty Booker went and did the unthinkable. Marty Booker's one-handed catch against the Detroit Lions in 2008 didn't make as much noise as it should have, and maybe it's because Booker wasn't necessarily the most popular receiver in the league. But there's no doubt that this one-handed catch was nothing short of jaw-dropping. Former Bears quarterback Kyle Orton provided a brilliant deep pass to Marty Booker, who stretched his arm behind the defender and, you know what? Just see for yourself. Seriously? Did that just happen? Honestly, you are not supposed to make that catch unless you have some kind of voodoo in your corner or something, I don't know. But Booker made it. Even the officials were fooled by the play and had to take a second look. Coach Lovie Smith was equally fooled by the play and had already given up on the ball. He said after the game, quote, "I had taken my eye off the ball. I just assumed he wouldn't be able to catch it." I mean, we had all assumed that too. This was indeed an epic catch, but so is this next one. During a game between the St. Louis Rams and the Miami Dolphins, the Rams were behind 17-14 with 51 seconds to go. The stakes were obviously high for them. They needed to work some magic soon or lose the game for sure. A touchdown wouldn't be bad, but even a field goal at this point would go a long way. Former NFL quarterback for the Rams, Sam Bradford, took it personally. He sent a deep pass flying to receiver Brandon Gibson. Gibson then stretches out from behind his helmet, pulls the ball down, cradles it, and then rolled over to complete this insane catch. This particular play made it to number 4 of the NFL's top 10 one-handed catches of all time, and rightfully so. But we've been seeing players making catches for their own teammates, right? But how about those opponents who ruin a quarterback's pass with incredible interceptions? Let's check one out right now. One of the most dynamic playmakers to ever play the safety position comes in with 2 unbelievable interceptions. I'm talking about the amazing Troy Polamalu. The first interception was caught during the opening week of the 2009 season. A clear pass was thrown to Kenny Britt, but before the ball reached him, here comes Troy with all his hair, plucking the ball from the sky. Using every inch of his 5'10" frame, the former Steelers strong safety managed to make the interception over a much taller Kenny Britt. And if that wasn't enough, he went ahead to dribble the ball back to the 20-yard line. Just incredible. He also made an amazing one-handed catch when the Steelers faced off against San Diego Chargers in 2008. Troy made another interception when he pounced on a loose ball with one arm and then secures it with the other. How he managed to catch it from less than an inch from the ground completely just dumbfounds everybody even to this day. And then, once again, he proceeded to win some yards for his team. According to NFL writer Mike Tanier,
there's only a handful of players in history who can say, my highlights look different from everybody else's highlights, and Troy Polamalu is one of those guys.
Tanier couldn't be more right. I mean, isn't that why Troy's catches are the only interceptions that made it to this list? Anyways, to close this one out is a catch that feels more like a goalkeeper making a save in soccer, and the only thing missing was a net behind him. Danny Amendola's brilliant one-handed catch versus the Cardinals was simply astonishing. It was during a game between the St. Louis Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. Rams quarterback Sam Bradford made a short run forward, searching for a receiver, only to find Danny under pressure from the Cardinals cornerback Patrick Peterson. He then launched the ball forward, almost like sending a prayer up in the hopes of a blessing. From that angle, it looked impossible beyond any doubt that would end as an interception. But not while Danny Amendola is still alive. Incredible, absolutely incredible. No matter how far or wide the ball came from, these players made the best catches with just one hand. But you want to know what else doesn't care about distance? How about this video about the times NFL players went too far? Check the video right here.